everybody, my name is America and I'm going to tell you the story about my horrible college experience with roommates. So a lot of my viewers are in college, so I wanted to go ahead and share the story in case any of you are thinking about getting roommates. I would think twice about who you get them with. So it all started in 2012 when I first moved into my dorm as a freshman at the University of Texas at Austin. I went to the Jester dormitory and that's when I met my roommate, Mindy. And Mindy and I got along really well. We took the same classes because we were both pre-meds, biology majors. We were both very studious. We both joined the same extracurricular activities and groups such as Women in Medicine. We did a lot of the same volunteering and we lived together. Basically, we lived in like a 12 by 12 room with two small twin beds with a microwave, a refrigerator, a sink, and we shared a bathroom with two other girls in another dorm. So we got to know each other very quickly, and luckily we got along very well. Towards winter of freshman year, Mindy makes this friend named Kayla, and Kayla is super awesome as well. She's really good at making friends and having a really good time, and they meet and become best friends, and slowly they kind of let me come into the group, and the three of us become like the best friends ever. We go out a lot, we hang out a lot, have movie nights together, and study together. And so it's all just a lot of fun. And we end up saying at the beginning of sophomore year, we should all move into our first apartment together. Now, me and Mindy have lived together and we got along pretty well, but I hadn't ever lived with Kayla and neither had Mindy, but we liked her so much we were gonna be good roommates, right? Well, so we ended up moving into this apartment complex. The apartment complex was just a giant living room and there was a kitchen, and my room was over here and their rooms were on this side. For the first 3-ish months, we get along super well. We all are going to school. We have movie nights. We talk to each other in the living room sometimes every night. We cook for each other and we go out quite a bit. So it's smooth sailing for the most part. And then about winter time of sophomore year, that's when a few kind of troubling things kind of happen. I get accused of not locking the door, which might have been a real thing that I didn't do, and you know, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't lock the door, I'll never do it again. But then they both accused me of not doing my share of the housework. They were just coming to me, or accusing me of doing a lot of things, which I thought I was completely innocent. I thought I was doing the housework that I was assigned every day. So I kind of felt a little bit of tension between them two, but I didn't really mind it. And that next Friday, I went and hung out with a friend and we both went to a concert. Now, they don't know this friend. This was kind of my own thing that I did. And usually we never did things separately or without telling each other. So they end up getting very offended by the fact that I go out and do something without them. So more and more towards the spring, it's getting pretty tense and I'm getting a cold shoulder a lot by my roommates and I'm not really speaking to them. Around that winter, my roommate Kayla gets a dog named Comet. And Comet's just a small dog, kind of a mutt. Comet had this problem of peeing when he got scared and pooping. And Kayla had this problem of not picking up after Comet's poop. She also had this really weird habit of beating her dog. And I'm laughing because I laugh to hide emotions, but yes, she would beat like this small dog with like her hand and she thought it was normal, I don't know, and she would do it while we were trying to eat and it was just really awkward. And not only that, but like he pees when he's scared, right? So she would be beating him and he would be peeing and it was just a sight to see. He would go, "Arr, arr, arr, arr," and every time she beat him, like we could hear that all over the apartment. No matter where she did, we always would know when the dog is being beat. And it was just really kind of traumatizing to hear. I didn't know what to do for the dog, and the dog would go through the trash and literally pull out like pads and tampons and put them all over the apartment. He would poo all over the apartment and he would pee, and anytime I tried to carry him, he would pee because he just always thought that if he got picked up, he was being beat. And that was very interesting. Around the same time, Kayla starts inviting a lot of random guys over to the apartment. Guys who me and Mindy don't know. And I don't know what she's doing with them in her room, but she just a new one every about 2 weeks. One of them was particularly stalkerish and would wait outside of our apartment and demand to speak to Kayla. And it was just a whole bunch of domestic verbal abuse that I would hear inside of her room and outside of our apartment. He would contact me and Mindy saying, "Where's Kayla? I need to talk to her." And it was getting really, really strange. But that's not even the worst part. You know, I saw through most of that because, you know, you deal with a few things as a roommate, right? Well, Mindy ends up finding a boyfriend, and his name is Mike. And word on the street is Mike deals drugs. And I don't really know what drugs he deals. I don't know anything. All I know is he doesn't go to college. He lives in a trap house. He has trap friends. And he got arrested for having a whole bunch of tabs in the back of his car. I don't even know what tabs are, but he got arrested for them, and he was going to court. He was gonna find out he was going to jail months later. But he was very nice, and him and Mindy got along. So I let them do their own thing until randomly I come into my apartment one time, and 6 guys who I don't know are sleeping in my living room. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I go in my room. And I come out for school and they're still there. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I come back, oh, like a week goes by and there's like 6 guys who are just sleeping in our living room and watching TV and just sleeping and eating all of our food. And Kayla literally comes to me and she's like, they all ate all my Captain Crunch. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. This is like crazy. And we're all like texting Mindy like, what the heck is this? Who are these people? And they were Mike's trap friends. And I'm just like, what are drug people who I don't know doing in my living room? I'm like, I'm so sick and tired of random dudes being in my house. They leave, and about a month later or so, Mindy comes to me and says that she's pregnant with Mike's baby. You know, Mike is a nice person, but it kind of was a little sad for me because I think she kind of gave up on her dreams of going to medical school or being a bio major. She ended up switching majors and she planned to graduate from UT a year early. That was kind of strange. So Mindy kind of falls off the face of the earth. Honestly, for about the next year of living in the apartment together, while she was pregnant, I don't really talk to Mindy, speak to Mindy, and when I do speak to her, it's her telling me horrible things about her baby daddy and all the things he's doing, including getting arrested for the tabs in the back of his car or finding out that he has another child with another woman. It was just really sad stuff to hear. But other than that, she doesn't go out anymore, right? She can't drink anymore, and me and her just kind of really lose a lot of our friend connection. So that's Mindy. Then let's go to Kayla. Kayla ends up dropping out of college for whatever reason and starts working at Home Depot. We often got people knocking on her apartment saying like, where's Kayla? She needs to pay rent. And that would happen about every month. So me and Mindy both kind of knew that Kayla had problems paying rent. She also became in a relationship with this guy named Albert, and Albert was so freaking annoying. He's one of the like most annoying people I've ever met in my entire life. One time I left a bowl in my sink in the apartment that I pay rent for, that he does not pay rent for. He had the audacity to write a sticky note with an arrow pointing at the bowl saying, really? You don't pay the bills, you don't get to tell me to do my freaking dishes. He even came up to me one time accusing me of stealing his alcohol, and he came up to me and my boyfriend accusing us of using his hot sauce. He was so annoying. He just lived in our living room and just was there all the time, and it was just so like weird because I don't know him, I don't like him, I just wish he would not live with us anymore, but apparently he had nowhere else to go and was just living off of Kayla, and it was just really sad to hear. Not only that, but they would fight all the time, and one time Albert came up to me asking, is Kayla being faithful? And she wasn't, right? And I was like, I don't know. And Albert's like, that's all I needed to know. And then they go in their room and start fighting like crazy. So whenever they're not fighting like crazy in their room, they're doing it really, really loudly so that me and Mindy can hear it. Not only that, and I don't know who was doing it, I don't know if anyone was doing it, but I just know that every time I would walk into my apartment for like the good rest of the year, it constantly smelled like marijuana. If I wasn't walking to my apartment seeing random guys I don't know, I was walking to my apartment and it smelled like marijuana. And not only that, but you know, it probably wasn't Mindy doing it because she's pregnant, but they're doing it around a pregnant woman. So disrespectful in so many ways. So that kind of scent lingers on furniture and whatnot. So that was super annoying. Not only that, but they get this freaking dog out of nowhere named Daisy, and she rips up all of our freaking rented apartment furniture that we rented, right? So if it's damaged, we have to pay for it. Rips it all up, and this dog is huge. Comet died 2 months ago, so they get a new dog, and this dog poops even more than Comet did all over. Our balcony was filled with poop. I wish I still had pictures. Like literally every square inch of our balcony was filled with poop, and there was always at least some poop in the living room. Always. Not only that, but our apartment freaking sucked. I hated that place. I could never get anything fixed. They towed me for parking in front of the apartment that I live at, and that cost like $400. I couldn't freaking believe it. Not only that, but I had maintenance come over. I go to my apartment and I find out that some of my stuff is gone. So I call the apartment complex and I'm just like, hey, look, some of my stuff is gone. I don't know what to do. They go, oh, well, tell us more about what's going on in your apartment. And I guess I end up saying something like, you know, there's a few guys who live at our apartment, I don't know. And they end up finding me $500 instead of helping me right after I got robbed, telling me that we're not allowed to have guys spend the night at our apartment. And so I literally lost thousands of dollars living in that freaking stupid apartment that was infested with roaches and infested with random guys from the trap and infested with marijuana smell, and it was just so much. And it was so sad because about March, our sophomore year, we haven't seen Kayla in like a week. So we go in her room, the door was closed, but it was still unlocked. So we go in her room and all of her stuff is gone, but like the room is still a mess and the walls are still painted pink and everything, and all the furniture that she ripped up in our living room is still there, and the dog is gone, so is Albert. I guess Kayla just ditched. She just moved out. She couldn't pay rent, so she just ran out and walked out the door. And she left us with all the torn furniture that she ruined and all the dog poop she left and her whole messed up room. Me and Mindy fought so hard for the apartment not to charge us for the damaged rented apartment furniture, and luckily we didn't have to pay anything, and I guess it just all went to Kayla. And it was just so weird. I haven't spoken to Kayla since, and I'm kind of happy because I mean, like, part of me misses her, but part of me is just like, I don't understand how you could do us like that. You literally left us knowing that me and Mindy might have to pay thousands of dollars to pay for your furniture that you broke. About 2 months later, she was leaving college a year early because she graduated quickly. She leaves. It was just me and our apartment for about 3 months before I was moving out. So I just look back on that time and we were such good friends and we had so many awesome times, and it was just ruined by their stupid boyfriends and stupid petty fights and too much dog poop and marijuana smells. And that's what college is basically. It's just broke people trying to figure out how to live life, and some people just suck at it a little bit more than others. Ever since then, I've been living in 1-bedroom apartments and I haven't had a roommate since. But I do miss Mindy a lot, and I actually do miss Kayla too. I'd love to have a reunion for us, but yeah, they were not always the best roommates. So I hope you guys thought that was a bit entertaining, and if you can relate to any of it, please let me know. College is a crazy experience. You see so many things and experience so many things you never thought you would. So yeah, anyway, bye everyone. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video.